Morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Let's get some music up here in this house. I think it's a beautiful day.
So you're in a hurry? Well, you better calm down. We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't all? So come on, let's play. Forget the rush, you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire. Because it's a beautiful day. And come on, let's play.
Yay, yay, yay. It's a beautiful day. Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome, 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 Suzanne. Hi, Jessie. I'm so glad you all are here. Oh, goodness. It is Wednesday, the middle of the week, hump day. So let's come together and just do a little check-in. Today's prayer day. So we're going to be going over that prayer list. If there's anyone that you need to add to it, then you need to be letting me know that so that it can go on for all of us to remember to pray for them. Good morning, Annie 7. So share this out. Just let somebody know that it's time to come in and we're going to do some praying today. And I think I'm going to take us into the violet flame today when we go into our hearts and meditate later. All right, so let's get to it. Let's go into the heart-brain coherence. Good morning, Catherine Kovacs. Thank you for being here. All right, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to be working here for me, as it is. So let's go into our hearts, and we do that by touching the heart center. Slowing down the breathing, adding in the love. That's the important part. Love means different things to different people. We're talking about that beautiful, unconditional love, which all of us are. So just find that in your heart right now. Just hold it tight. And let your brain know that you're loved. Just say, I am loved. And say it with conviction. Say it like you mean it. Own the fact that you're loved. You are so beautiful. We are perfect, amazing, magnificent beings of love and light. And I'm just sending love to every person out there, those that are watching, those who will watch later. those who might watch it on the replay. However you find it, that's perfect. And so glad that you're here. Good morning, Kathy Han. Good morning, Deirdre. All right, we got some people up in the house. So let's get to that blog from last night. I thought it was pretty good. Those little angels, they've really been stepping up their game lately. I had to reboot my computer, so I don't have it right in front of me, but I'm going to grab it as soon as it comes up and get Kuan Yin ready to talk to us. And the blog was Divine Timing, Divine Mission. Paramahansa Yogananda. No, he's my main guide. He says, you may be surprised at what seclusion will you may be surprised at what seclusion with God will do for your mind, body, and soul. Through the portals of silence, the healing sun of wisdom and peace will shine upon you. Good morning, Sally and Tony. In the early 90s, I traveled to Boston to help a friend reunite with her family. I absolutely fell in love with the area, and I ended up staying there for a year. It was a divine destiny. I had just gotten out of a long-term marriage which had not ended well, and I was in need of solitude and restoration. Boston provided me with that and more. I ended up with a group of women who meditated together weekly. Some of them were followers of Paramahansa Yogananda, and thus I was introduced to his teachings and his beautiful energy. I couldn't get enough, and I read through his autobiography of a yogi as fast as I could because I felt a need to learn everything about him that I could. Then I immersed myself in his energy, going to a local ashram to meditate and chant. It was also during that time that I discovered A Course in Miracles and joined a study group to try to understand it more. This time was instrumental in my spiritual development as I developed habits of meditation and a closer walk with God. I had a twisted understanding of God up until that point in time, based on the teachings of the religion I'd been involved in since childhood. I came to know God not as a judge and a punisher, but as a living, loving being. Although my life took more turns to the dark corners, I never forgot what had been opened up inside my heart with those experiences. I've carried a tiny book of Yogananda's metaphysical meditations with me that I bought during that time. My favorite sentence from it reads, "Let my soul smile through my heart, and let my heart smile through my eyes, that I may scatter thy rich smiles in sad hearts." The way we treat our fellow humans is important. Our smile could be the only one shared with another being we encounter. I try to remember these words of my beloved yogi as I go about my journey. He's always guiding me, and he's become such an integral part of my being that I feel it is him taking this pilgrimage. When I visited the house dedicated to him in Vermont last fall, I stood by his picture and thanked him for his guidance. My friend Mary was still in the room, and she captured pictures of me standing there, and you can see the amazing transformation as his energy merged with mine. I'm sharing that picture with this blog. It's not altered in any way, and there were several taken, all showing the progressive movement of the spirit energy. Dear angels, all of us have to find our way home to our spirit self as we walk through this earthly experience. I believe we are divinely guided to meet those who will be instrumental in walking us home. I'm so grateful that I followed the nudging and was able to have that divine connection that has only grown stronger at this point in my life. Dear ones, when you are ready, you will find the trail that will lead you to the teachers in your life. Until you are a place of listening, however, you will not hear the message. It can be shouting at you right in front of your face, but to no avail. We encourage you to take the time to go into silence, dear ones. The silence will speak loudly and clearly to you. Sometimes there will be a small voice calling your name. That is us nudging you to go inward to where the seat of your soul is just waiting to have a conversation with you. Sometimes we come in like a wrecking ball, loudly enough that you stop in your tracks and perhaps pause just long enough to feel our presence. When it is time for your divine moment with the Creator, we will do our part to set up the meeting. Will you do yours? Once your ears are attuned to hearing and your precious being stops spinning, the meeting will be called to order. You all have divine assignments, dear one. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is simply to love. Dear angels, I promise to love deeply and completely with each precious breath that I take. So yeah, they were really powerful last night, you guys. They just really have been showing me a lot of silent moments that I'm going to be going into and just being, not having to do anything, not having to show up except for myself, to sit in that silence. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to one of the retreats that the Self-Realization Fellowship puts on, because that is the followers of Yogananda and the ones that are teaching and carrying on his teachings that he brought to us. So I found some information last night. And yeah, I think the angels want me to be in that silent meditation that's going to happen. I believe it's in March in Arizona. I'll be at the right place at the right time. Imagine that. There are no coincidences. Kathy Caputo, thank you for being here. Good morning. Ricky and Josie, good morning to you. Lillian, oh, hi, sweetheart. Sally, I'm so glad you and Tony are here. And Sally's giving us an update on Robert. He's fully awake now. Today is crucial, though. They will do a 30-minute test. If he can breathe on his own for 30 minutes, he will be taken off the breathing machine. If he cannot, they will do a tracheotomy. Ben and Joe had to make this painful decision to allow this, so prayers are still needed, but he is on the mend for sure. Thank you all. We are grateful for this family. Thank you for that update, Sally. And yes, he's been on my heart, and those boys especially, just really lifting them up and praying for the whole situation. Danielle, good morning from Quebec, Canada. Oh my gosh, you're taking the oath from a space of love? Okay. I'm so glad you're here, Danielle. Thank you for coming in. And what else? Okay, that's it. So, Kuan Yin. Our divine goddess Kuan Yin says, the call of the wild divine. Divine wildness requires openness to all who we are, rather than just the parts that seem proper, appropriate, socially acceptable, controlled, or tamed. Then we gain access to our instincts, our bodily intuition. This is knowing without knowing how you know. Trust what you feel at that deeper level And then you can respond to those messages with wisdom. That is how we get the wisdom. It's through being silent and focusing in on what Spirit's telling us, what our higher self is guiding us to. And that's why I think they're really pushing me right now, those little angels. They call it nudging, I call it pushing, but they're really wanting me to have some silent time, some time to just really go inside. And so I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I don't know how long the retreat is that I was interested in going to, but maybe I can twist Auntie Jean's arm and somebody can help her do the morning show while I'm taking that silent retreat. We'll see what comes up. Tammy Fisk, good morning, sweetheart. Oh, Tammy, I hope it went well for you yesterday. I was thinking about you all day and that interview that you had. So I'm praying that things are looking up and coming in for you. Danielle is waiting for my students to come learn English in my class. I love Kuan Yin. I love Kuan Yin. She is one of my master teachers, along with Yogananda. And it's just so beautiful to work with her energy and to see how she just floats in and says exactly what we need to hear every day. Oh, it's today is your interview. Oh, sweetheart, well, you're in the right place because this is the place of really lifting each other up, and we're lifting up for that to come to fruition. That this dry spell is going to be done and over with, and you're going to move into that career, that job, that opening for you. I can just feel it, that it's coming. Christina, good morning. You winged a community paint night last night, filling in for a coworker who is ill. Think it went well, but it was nerve-wracking at first. Stretching your wings. You stretch, girl. I know you got this. You're so creative and so beautifully talented. I'm glad to hear that you did that. Lillian, please, can you pray that I will very soon find a beautiful new home to relax and get out of here fast. It's hard physically and mentally to live here. My bed is shaking. All the house is shaking. So feel sick and throw up every day. Oh, honey. Yeah, let's get your energy lifted. So I'm going to do a violet flame meditation. And Lily, I hope you'll stay around for that because I think it will help your energy field. Oksana, my sweet friend in Florida, how you doing? Oksana says, I am here. Happy Wednesday. I create happiness wherever I go. I invite angels into my life. I accept wonderful experiences into my life. I embrace the new. I allow love into my life. You talk in my language. I couldn't have written it better. That's so awesome. Every day, I am so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful for each moment, each breath I take. I wake up giving gratitude. That's how I start my day. It makes such a difference when we can just be in that energy of thanking God for us continuing to move forward, to have that time, to have blessings, to have memories, and to share love and peace and joy out into the world. Thank you, Oksana. Thank you for being here and being such a bright light. What else we got? Christina, prayers for those suffering and rescuing in the earthquake hit areas. I did add them in on the prayer list that we have going, Christina, and everyone. Yeah, it is not pleasant to even think about what happened over there, but let's keep sending the positive vibes. Let's keep lifting up those that are left behind and those who have suffered a loss right now of their loved ones and their homes. And yeah, it's just not a good situation. So we definitely lift the energy there. And Danielle, you're staying around. Yay. All right. Yeah, so we're going to do the prayers here in just a minute, and I'm going to lead us into that that violet flame that Saint Germain does. And if you're not familiar with the violet flame, oh my gosh, you're in for a blessing to experience that this morning. Oh, Auntie Jean, thank you for being here. And I hope you're doing good. I know that you're going through some physical stuff, and I hope that today is ease and grace for you, my friend. Ease and grace. And Lillian said it's machines all around the house and an industry area, starting at 7 in the morning to 7 at night, shaking. Yeah, absolutely, honey. You can just keep your vibration high, though. Keep your vibration up. Because, I don't know if you're able to come into A Course in Miracles that we're discussing every night, Lillian. That's helping so many people, including myself, to look at things differently. So the things that are irritating and frustrating to us, it helps us to see them in a different light and see everything working perfectly, even though it might not seem that way at the moment. So if you can come in, that would be so good. Kathleen, please add Brian Hughes. Cancer has moved into his bones. Certainly will. Let me see if I can do that before we even open up the prayer list. Just a moment and I will do it. Here you go, Kathleen. On the list we're going to be pulling up here in just a minute. Good morning, Joanne Castrillo. And Leo's here. Liso's still missing our blue jean. I'm really concerned because we haven't heard from her in a few days. So don't make me go to Vermont. I'd get on a plane if I knew she needed me. Marietta, we're getting ready to have gong sound healing ceremony here at Heart Harbor on Valentine's Day. It's a great way to share our love and joy. Wish you were here to share it with us. Oh my gosh, Marietta, I wish I was too. I really would love to be there for that. Just to be there to see you and be in your presence. I'm going to a celebration of life on Valentine's Day. And our friend Jeannie, who just lost her husband, Al, she chose the day. She wanted to do it on Valentine's Day because he always gave her Valentine's and it's such a special day to her. So that's what I will be doing, and we'll be giving her a Valentine. And you know what? Do any of you want to send her a Valentine? Let's lift her up. She just lost her husband, and she's learning how to live on her own after, gosh, I think they were married over 40 years. So if anybody wants to send a Valentine to sweet Jeannie that lives here in Boulder, let me know. Just send me a private message on Facebook Messenger, and I'll let you know where to send it to. And let's lift her up. Let's really let her know she's not alone, even though physically right now she's just, in such a bad space because she's adjusting and figuring out how this all works now to be single after all these years and not have that person there that she's so used to just seeing constantly. So if anyone wants to send our Jeannie here in Boulder a Valentine, and I think that would be such a great boost to her and would really lift her spirits. So if you want to do that, just message me and I'll give you the address where you can send it to. And Leo, they're already on the prayer list. I put them on there this morning. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I have seen the reports of what's going on over there in Turkey and Syria. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the Peapod prayer list. If you have any names to add to it, just add them in to the comments, and I will make sure they go on there after the show. Oh, happy birthday, Colin. Colin's 27 years old today. Prayers that spirit will help him change his stars. Let's hope that he has a beautiful, amazing day, and that he hears that still small voice that the angels talked about in the blog last night. I think that would just be so amazing. What a birthday present that would be, wouldn't it? If he could sit in the silence and hear that voice. It would make all the difference, Kathy. Okay, so let me get the prayer list. And stick around, because after the names are read, we're going to do some violet flame meditation and clearing of energy and clearing out anything that you want to put into that violet flame. Oh, Sally, no, but now you're back. We're getting ready to share the prayer list, Sally, and then I'm going to be doing a violet flame meditation. It's very short, but we're going to have time to get it in. Oh, Joanne, what a sweet story for that baby, but sad that it was born with now living a life without knowing its mom. Leo, add Truly Salai. She's a friend of Jim, who is going through a lot of grief and pain, and she needs spiritual healing. I will add her to the list after the show today, Leo. I certainly will. All right, let me get this up here. Just remember, as I read these names, that these are names that you all gave, names that you brought forth, that you just love, and you want all of us in the family to wrap our arms around. So that's what we do. We're a family that loves. We're a family that wants only the best and the highest good for each other. Okay, so on our Peapod prayer list, we pray for all of the P's for peace, every one of us that are holding that energy of wanting more peace in our world. We pray for peace on earth. And we pray for attention to human trafficking, and just pray for awareness. More awareness is what I'm asking. More awareness in our world. I also want to ask for prayers for our world leaders to start thinking more along the lines of peace as opposed to wanting war to happen. So we're going to be actually doing something active about that. Marbeth Dunn and I will start a world peace miracle experiment, and we're gathering on Monday to discuss that. And I'll let you all know when we're going to be doing it. It'll be a daily meditation focusing energy on our world leaders. Okay, here we go. As I read the names, just please send love from your heart. Lift these names. Every name is a person. Every name is either a person or an animal or a place that needs more love. All right, so here we go. Our Prachetta, Prachir and Goofy, Mina and Neil Navriti, Jasmine and her daughters and her mom, Abha, Billy and Tim and their family, especially for Brian, waiting for that liver transplant now, Sheila and Kevin, Gary, Donnie, David, Kevin and Holly Langford, Loretta and Cecil Boone, Joanne Castrillo, her husband John and their family, their daughter Jackie and grandson Eris, Deirdre and her daughter Danya and Thump the cat, Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni, Tia Fernetti, Nancy Sanger, Mickey, Suzanne and her family, and praying for Suzanne for success in her new venture out to learn a new skill and to be able to work in that field. Praying for her daughters Jillian and Jackie, and her granddaughter Jessa, and her sister Karina. Marietta and Ed Stoner, and good girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles, and that boat Sweet Dreams, and for that gathering that you're getting ready to have on Valentine's Day, Marietta, pouring really good energy into that for all the neighborhood to experience. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and your family, Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie Morrow, Tom and Mary, which are Josie's parents, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Loriot and their family, Jean and Ron Loriot, and praying for our Auntie Jean to heal and recover from the tumble she took a couple of nights ago. Christina and Carrie Leftwich and your family, Mary Lou Burdick and family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs, your family and your fur babies, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and family, especially Colin and Marlena, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, your daughter and grandchildren, and your sister Susan, Becky LaFave and her son Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, especially his brother and sister-in-law, Hope Wellington Marshall, her beautiful son Zena, and her parents Winston and Cynthia, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, and again, Annie in school and learning a new trade, and praying for success for you, Annie. Cassandra, Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandchildren and sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah Langren, Oksana and her mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and Max's teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and their daughters Inesh and Teresa, Bieda and her daughter Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux and their sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and her mom, Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, our darling Blue Jean. Really lift her high today and send those love arrows her way. And praying also for her husband, Dave, for all the fur babies, and Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Pam Moore, Gordy's family and friends, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie and her family, Dylan, and that sweet baby Maxwell, who should be ready to make his appearance very soon. The Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lillian in Norway, and all of your family. And let's pray for Lily to find a place to live that's quiet and peaceful for her. And also for her daughter and son and her grandson, and for Lily's mother. Kathleen Caputo, baby Wyatt and mom Katie, baby Haven and mom Mandy, Skylar, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey and his mom Pixie. Corey's not doing too well, you guys, so please help me lift Corey up. I know Kathleen just sent Corey a beautiful message from Hotto Bear and sent him a Hotto Bear. He's not been doing well for a few days now, so let's please lift that little guy up. And I know it's really hard on that family right now, knowing that, every day is a day that he's not expected to be here, but he's still here. And let's just lift him high for this every moment to be special for him. Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis and her family, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her daughter Marissa and her mom Barbara, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk. Tammy, praying for you for that job interview and for your daughter and grandson. And I know they're getting ready to make a transition to a different place to live. So praying for that to go well. Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and her mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family, and her sister-in-law Sharon, who's really not doing well at all right now. So please help lift her up. Diane Berchut with cancer and not doing well also. And our sweet Jeannie, who just lost her husband Al, and her sister Merle. We lift both of them up. The area of Boulder, Colorado. Deb Goldberg and her family. Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and their family. Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family. Sherry Gatewood and all of her family, including her brother-in-law. Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family. Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, the Walters family, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Peach and family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny, Rick Olfick, John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and family, and they're getting ready to make a move. So let's pray that goes very smoothly for them. Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Jay Rothman and Mary, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and her grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and family, Joanne McCon New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and her daughter, Matt, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss's mom, Cynthia, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Campamans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family, Brian Hughes, Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Selby Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Burdelsky, EC, Shelley and Terry Newman, Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the cat, Marisol Soto, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers and daughter Mia, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger. Those are Elena's family. Alan and Alicia, that's Michelle Lander's family. Solvi Barnes, Aud Barnes, Gun Ellen Sundal, Vida Hammond, Maria Mitchison, Hickman Simpson, Sam, Suzanne's beautiful dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia, Benedita, Rebecca Seward Rickerson, the areas of Turkey and Syria where the earthquake just happened, and just please keep them lifted up for all the survivors and all the ones who have lost loved ones in that disaster. Matt, Angelic, Juliet Herman, Paula Graca, David Brett, who lost both his mom and his dad recently, the Rowland family, Colleen, Dellen Hickson, C. Megan Michaels family, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Julie Kiss's Uncle Freddie, Robert Wallington, which is Sally's son-in-law that we've been praying for, and it sounds like it's a very important day right now with what he's going to go through, with possibly having to have a tracheotomy. And his sons, Ben and Joe, lift them up, please. JT, which is John Thomas, Francis Nalvin, Shanna, Danielle Riverin and your family, Annie's Aunt Carol, Andrea's Aunt Esther Ann, Chris and Natika, Hagan and Wyatt Linder. And then come to the end of that. I see you, Catherine, adding Charlie, Jonathan, Isaac, and Eddie to the list. I sure will. I'll do that after we're done here. So let's all just go into our hearts. We say this prayer every week after we go through the names and know who we're lifting up and who we're praying for. So please say this with me, and then we'll do the violet flame meditation. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. So let's just please go into our heart. Just enter in with your breath. Relax your body. The breath is the connection. That's what gets us to our higher self, to receive the blessings that are there for us. The violet flame is a meditation that uses a combination of affirming thoughts and visualization. So, centering into your energy, just let it flow down the length of your body. Let that breath travel all the way down, out the bottom of your feet, going deep into Mama Gaia. This will bring that energy of balance, the energy of feeling centered, stable, secure. And then once you find that place where you're anchored in to the center of Gaia, breathe that breath back up into your lungs. Bring that energy right up to your heart center and anchor it there so that you're tethered in to the earth energy. And then breathe in again. And this time, let the breath go upward. Let it travel through the throat chakra, through the third eye, through the crown, and up to your soul star chakra, where you're going to connect in with your higher self. So as you sit in that energy, just ask while you're sitting there communicating with your higher self, what do I need right now, in this now moment? What do I need? And now breathe in Breathe that back down through your crown, through your third eye, through your throat, and anchor that energy in your heart. So you're tethered from the earth, the very center core of the earth, up to your higher self in the ethers, opening up a channel of light for you to have your energy cleared and cleansed. Anything that you need to release can be released through this channel of light. Let's call in the angels. I love to call them in from the 4 directions so that they totally surround us while we do this work. Calling on Raphael from the east, Michael from the south, Gabriel from the west, and Uriel from the north. Asking that these angels hold us while we do this work. We also want to ask Christ to be at the very center of all that we do. He is the master healer. He is the master that brings us all the teachings, all the knowledge that's inside of us and opens us up to that. And I'm asking for Divine Mother to be present, oversee this, to hold each person that's doing their work right now. So I'd love for you to be able to use visualization. If it's hard for you, it's okay. Just follow along and you'll still benefit from this. But if you can visualize, if you can just think of what a flame looks like, it can be a candle flame, it can be a fireplace, it can be a fire pit. Just envision a flame right in front of you. See that flame growing higher and higher. And as it grows, it changes into this beautiful violet color. And that is the violet flame that Saint Germain has brought to us today. Saint Germain brings that flame for cleansing and clearing. So as you're visualizing this flame in front of you, and you've already been in connection with your higher self, so there's an energy of, what do I need to know? What do I need to release? What do I need to know for my highest and best good? Whatever the answer was to that question, let's do some of the clearing. Let's clear your energy field with this flame. So as you're visualizing, just repeat this. I am cleansed and purified by the violet flame. Say that again. I am cleansed and purified by the violet flame. Just let it come into your heart. You're already there. You've anchored in your higher self. You've anchored in the earth energy. So you're connected in. You're totally safe to do this work. Now watch that flame. See if it's moving and shifting like flames do. See if it grows or if it moves in a certain direction. It may be talking to you through color. It might change from that violet to a bright pink. There may be some yellow in there. It depends on what you're working on. It depends on what chakra is being cleansed and cleared, or what energy, maybe from a past life, or from grief, or anger, or any of the emotions that take you away from who you truly are, your true self. So as you watch the flame and see if it moves, see if it shifts or changes, it might get a little bit warm. So if you notice that warmth from the flame, just know you're safe. This is a safe container for you. It's not going to burn you. And Saint Germain invites you to step all the way into that flame. Let it surround you entirely. It's lifting up your energy, filling in the spaces where there may have been something going on that you felt an emptiness. It's filling your thoughts, even the cells and the molecules in your body. So if you're brave and you trust, step into that flame. And then once you're there, focus on the positive things that you'd like to create in your life, or your hopes and your prayers for others. We're showing a lot of compassion now at this moment because there's a lot going on in our world that we need to show compassion for and lift each other up. So maybe that's what you're giving to the flame. Maybe you're asking for more compassion to be able to bring forth, and you're asking for each one of those affected in the areas of disasters or the areas of illness in people's lives. You're asking for that violet flame to enfold them as our prayer circle has entered that flame. And everyone on that prayer list right now is experiencing this violet flame energy. So visualize that violet flame right in the midst of the scenes as they unfold in your mind. Just let that come forth for you. Whatever you're holding on to, whatever it is that you want to lift up, just visualize that violet flame. Visualize it taking the energy, transmuting it, because that's what it does. So the power of this flame is that it multiplies your heart's desire. If you want healing, so does the violet flame. It wants to help you heal. It wants to clear and cleanse anything that's keeping you from your healing. If you want others to experience health and wealth and joy and peace, it also wants that. So Saint Germain is bringing this flame for us, for it to be multiplied out away from us over every name, every place, everything that we've lifted up here today, our entire planet, our dear Mother Gaia, and lifting up our planet for all that's going on her. So this violet flame has such a power, and we're all adding to that power, and it's adding to our power. So it's very beneficial to do this visualization. You can do it at any moment that you want. You can just stop and do this, repeat it again, go into this energy, visualize the flame. And the last thing we're going to do, which is one of the most important things that you do when you do healing work, is to close with gratitude. So let's all do that together. Let's all just visualize Saint Germain, our beautiful archangels, Divine Mother, Christ, and our Creator God. And from your heart, say those words that we say to each other every day. Thank you. I love you. And let love lift us higher. You can stay in that energy as long as you want. You don't have to come out of it. But if you are coming back to your awareness, and just give yourself a pat on the back that you showed up today, that you showed up to be of service to others. And in being of service to others, you're lifting yourself as well. You get a blessing because you're blessing other people. So take a big breath and let's all just focus on love right now. This is what we do every day. This is what we say to each other. On the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. Thank you all for your love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a family that cares. We have such compassion going on in this family, and that's what keeps us together. The family that loves together, plays together, and prays together is going to stay together. And we're getting ready to celebrate a huge event next month. We're going to celebrate 3 years together as a family. How amazing is that? I just love that we're going to have a party and really acknowledge each other and acknowledge our family members. So my prayer is that this violet flame meditation was helpful for you today, that it helped you to think about what it is you want to clear or what it is you want to bring to you. But clearing out what's not needed will bring you what you do want and what you do need in life. So go there and keep going it there. Keep envisioning that flame, taking care of whatever it is that needs to be shifted inside. So I'm going to go find our Leo. I know you're out there, Leo, and I know you've been with us this morning, and I so appreciate that. And yes, absolutely remember to smile. Our dear Marietta, Spirit magnifies incredible, loving energy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to play our Leos to get us out of here, but I also want to mention that I put a post up today in some of the groups and on my timeline. Karen Palmer and I have put together a workshop to clear ancestral energy, the generations before you, that you may still have some lingering effects from things that happened in that generation. So we're going to do a clearing, and Karen's going to lead us into a Kundalini exercise to raise our vibration after we do the clearing. So check it out. You can go to my website and sign up. Here comes Leo. Once they let go of him. Everybody wants to keep Leo. I don't understand. What's that all about, Leo? It really doesn't want me to have you today. Here we go. Oops, got an ad. Jeez. Hang on, it's coming. Okay, here we go, here we go. Oops, what did I do? I think I messed up. Well, I can't hear it. Yeah, do y'all hear it? Okay, is anybody hearing Leo? Nope. All right, what is wrong with the sound here? It says it's playing, but it's not. Hi, Sharon. All right, I don't know what the deal is, you guys. I mean, it's showing me that it's playing. Let me try a different one. Hang on. Yeah. I don't understand, but it's not going to play Leo. That's so strange. Well, Leo, you'll just have to sing. Sing loud enough that we all hear you, though, okay? Oh, I love you all. I don't know why Leo wouldn't sing to us today, but I guess I'll have to try to figure that out. Wait a minute. Let me see.
With all the bees and the bar, the daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the trip.
Here we go.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on. Come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. One on peace for peace, on our mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead. Wherever we wander, we create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today is a new day, we all part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of joy. Cup of joy. Full of joy, give me a cup give me a cup of joy, 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 give me a cup of joy. Give me a cup of joy.
Woo! Thank you, Leo. I'm so glad that we got some sound going there. Thank you, everybody. I love you so very much. Stay in your hearts. Anchor that love energy in there and then send it out to the world. And if you do that, you will stay blessed. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful day. Namaste, y'all.